So here are the steps on how to do a property development. They're pretty straightforward, but I can go into more detail on each one if you want some more information. So the first step in doing a property development is, it's a pretty simple one, it's work out how much money you've got. Now there's two forms of money that are used in most developments. There is what's called the cash component, and then there's the borrowings. And this is often called the debt to equity ratio. Debt being what you borrow, and equity being the cash that you have available for the deal. Now, once you've worked that out, the next thing to do is start engaging a team. Now, there's some key people you need in your team. So you need a great lawyer, you need an accountant, you need a finance broker, and you're going to need a project manager unless you're going to take that role on yourself. But if you're starting out, it makes more sense to get a project manager. Once you've got that in place, the next thing to do then is start structuring the deal. Now, there's two main elements to this. One is, which I'll talk about now, the other I'll talk about in a moment. The first step is putting together an agreement. So if you're bringing other investors in and they're putting cash in, you've got to have a clear understanding with those investors as to what their likely returns might be, how their capital's returned to them, and how the deal actually works. If you're just doing it entirely with your own money and with some debt, you don't have to worry about this step. Once you've got this step done and you've got the agreement in place, the thing is then to find a development site. Now, sometimes these things happen side by side where you might be talking to investors and going, look, this is the type of thing I want to do. They will say, okay, I want to invest with you. You get your agreement prepared and you're out and you find your development site. But yeah, the next step is get that development site. Once you've got the development site, then it's getting into a little bit more detail. It's conducting a feasibility study. Now, the feasibility study is going to show you essentially what the end result of your project will be, so how much you can sell it for, and then what all the costs are, including acquiring the land, any stamp duty, any other fees on acquiring the land, like legal fees, and then it'll have a section on the construction costs, and then it'll have all the sale costs in there as well. So you want to get the total income that's going to come in and the total expenses and work out what the profit's going to be. Now, as a rule of thumb, if you don't have a net profit of greater than 20%, you should pass on that development. You need to get greater than 20%, and usually most financiers will want a contingency built into your feasibility study as well. And that's an amount that's in there that says if something should happen, we've got a bit of a reserve there to cover that. Okay, so once you've got the feasibility study done, it's then about getting the investors on board or getting the agreement signed, getting the financing completed, and that's kind of the pre-preparation to before you start the actual development. Once you're ready to start the development, obviously you've acquired the land. The next step then is to start designing what it is you're going to develop on there, get your council approvals done. After the council approvals are done, the next stage, which is probably the most significant in a way stage, it's the most visible, is to do the construction, complete the development. After construction, then obviously you do a marketing campaign to bring customers in to buy your product, and then you sell them and you collect all of your money. So that's the basic steps of doing a development. You can watch this video again. If you have any questions, just email me or get in contact. If you're looking to do a development yourself and you need a bit of assistance, or you want to partner up, or you have some investors that might be interested in this, or if you just have a good idea, just get in contact with me. I'll be happy to walk you through the various processes. I've got a big team of experts who can help you with all of this. So yeah, feel free to connect with me below.